Julian Draxler has been given a pretty nice looking card in Ultimate Team today. It is of course a Player Months item for his superb volley against Bordeaux in this 17-18 season. Like I've already said, looks like a good card and hopefully is just as good as some of the cards he's had in previous Ultimate Teams because he has had some really overpowered items. If you need some coins to improve your team, look no further than IG Vault for the cheapest coins on the market, and don't forget to use the code Kieron to get yourself a discount at the checkout. There's a chance to win some free coins just by clicking the link in the description too. Just like with most SBCs in FIFA 22, this guy is not going to come cheap at all. 87, 85 and an 83 rated squad is what you're going to need to submit to get him. Squad number 1 will be completed like this. Squad number 2 like this. Kind reminder, don't copy my squads. And the final squad like this. I've just tried to use as many untradables as I have within the club, and now that I've done that, as you can see, we do indeed have a Player Moments Julian Draxler coming into the club. Nice looking card. Okay, so this is the team we are going to be using Draxler in. He is going to be playing in the cam role, of course. We will set up like this once I eventually get the team correct. Like that. That makes the most sense, doesn't it? Draxler just in behind Mbappe and obviously linking up very nicely in this squad with players like Neymar as well. So let's have a look at this card, shall we? It looks very good, and for a cam, instantly big positive with the weak foot, and the stats also look really, really nice. Plenty of dark green and some decent physicals as well, which will definitely benefit him in game, and on top of all of that, finesse shot trait, which as we all know is really OP this FIFA. In regards to a chem style, I am thinking that we go with Engine. I just think for the cam role, that's the one that's going to suit him best. Brings up his dribbling very nicely, good little pace boost as well, and obviously makes his passing better as well, which is great. And let's be honest, his shooting for a midfielder is already very, very nice. Let's go then. What do we have? Just a standard Premier League side. Okay, in theory, should be an easy game. However, these are the squads that I normally struggle the most against. Chance, Draxler into the path of Mbappe. Cuts back. Oh, I was hoping for the first time shot. Was not to be. I see that run, Mbappe. It's a good ball from Draxler, to be fair, as well. And Mbappe, oh, just couldn't get past Ruben Diaz. Mbappe's done really well. Oh, Draxler with a first time shot blocked. I see that run, Mbappe. I see that run. As does Draxler. Oh, I couldn't get the shot away and I've been wiped out. How is that not a foul? How is that not a foul? Well, 1-0 down at the break, and I've got to say, I just feel hard done by. Really, really do. Just nothing's going our way, but hopefully we can turn it around in the second 45. Neymar dinks it in. Draxler! Oh. Okay, here's an interesting opportunity. Draxler in a bit of space. I don't think he's going to quite have the pace to get past Walker, though. Walker shoves him off the ball. Interesting shot. Oh! Outside the foot strike. And this is so typical. It's rivals and you're passing round the back. And to the shock of no one, he is still passing around the back. That'd be hilarious. You deserve that. You deserve that. You absolutely deserve that. Not normally that toxic in online gameplay, but you absolutely deserve that. Imagine bottling that. Imagine passing around the back for 15 minutes just to do that. This video is meant to be about Draxler, not this. But that's pretty funny. Anyway, how was Draxler on debut? He was alright, to be honest. The gameplay isn't the best right now, and it hasn't been for the past week. It's felt very sluggish, and I really don't think that benefits a card like a Draxler. But to be fair, put through some good chances and created some good chances that maybe we should have taken. But yeah, the game ends in a draw. What a strange way to end. In our next outing, we are up against a very good side. I like the look of it. He's using Rule Breaker's Casemiro, which I've got to say is a player I wasn't keen on, but I'm sure now I come up against him, he's going to be an absolute beast. Draxler is free. Finds Neymar with a brilliant through ball. Neymar's going to get a chance to shoot. He goes for the dink, and that's a great assist for Draxler. And that's a tidy finish from Neymar. Sorry, that's his default celebration. Kante into Draxler. Does well to get past Varane. Puts the ball through. Oh, I just couldn't get that past Lacroix. Hope for a bit more power. I mean, just give me the space and I'll take off the shot. That was not correctly timed, but it ends up in the back of the net. Oh, read that one nicely with Draxler. Oh, I didn't put enough on that pass. Here's a chance. Neymar's put the ball in behind. Draxler's in pursuit, but he's quick. He's not quite that quick, though. I see that. I see that. That's a good run. from Mbappe. Can he strike it? Yes, he can, and that gives us a lead. A nice, comfortable lead. Okay, at the break, 3-1 up. It is a tough, tight game, this one. You'll see in a minute by the stats, my opponents had a lot of chances. We've done well to repel them. And there are the stats right there. We are 3-1 up despite having an expected goals of 0.1. As Draxler in space, goes for the finesse, and that one had a real weird curve to it. Okay, so full time in this one. Much better game than the first one, obviously much more open, mainly because my opponent wasn't passing around the back for the majority. But obviously, much more pleased with Draxler's performance. Getting him, obviously, in and amongst the goals is what we want to see from our attacking mid. Okay, so we're going to change things up at the end of the reviews going forward. I've got some new additions, and you can see some of them on the screen right now. I'm going to pick out 5 things that I really like about the card, literally the top 3 things in my opinion, and then we're going to do some negatives on the other screen as well. So what did I like about this card? The 5-star weak foot is just huge. For any attacking player in the game, it is just so useful, and obviously for both passing and shooting, it is very big. So that is, you know, an instant positive to this item, as we discussed at the start. But after using him, I can tell you the left foot is very good too. So yeah, good in game, very pleasing. Secondly, sorry. The short and long pass on this card I thought was good. For this stage of the game, it is very nice. I don't think it'll be brilliant in a couple of months, but for right now, it certainly is good enough. And once again, that 5-star weak foot comes into play in regards to that stat as well. Like, his through balls for me were really good, and I think you saw that in the footage too. Shot power is another area where I was really pleased with this card. He can certainly strike them, and definitely will cause trouble for goalkeepers, whether that be inside or outside the box. And then another shooting related thing is the finesse shot trait. If you can master timed finishing this year, you'll have fun with cards with the finesse shot trait. It is so overpowered, and this guy has it, and because of that, he literally can score from anywhere. As long as you time them well, he will score you some goals. And the 5th positive might be a surprising one to some of you, but it's actually this guy's interceptions. He actually made a decent amount for me, which was very pleasing, and also his tackling in general was pretty solid for an attacking mid, so that was quite nice. Like, his defensive awareness isn't good enough, in my opinion, for him to play like a deep midfield role, but he could definitely do a job as a centre mid, in my opinion. Anyway, on the flip side, what didn't I like about this card? Honestly, his position, I feel, was hindered by his work rates. He didn't get as much forward as I would have liked, so it might be worth putting some player instructions on him if you do pick him up. I also don't think he's, you know, as fluid on the ball versus other attacking midfielders on the game. Now, you might not see that as, you know, a negative depending on your playstyle, but for me personally, I do like a good agile cam, and although Draxler does have a good agility stat, because of his building game, he obviously isn't the most easiest player to maneuver. But it is worth me saying right now that the gameplay this past week has not been great. So that is something that is impacting him currently. In more fluid gameplay, this guy could definitely feel better, but right now, with it being quite sluggish, he obviously also is feeling even more sluggish than he would normally. So those are a couple of things that the gameplay is currently impacting, so I do have to mention them. Now we come on to the enjoyment rating of this card. Did I enjoy using it? Yeah, I actually did. I do think it's a good item, and I'll say it again, the 5-star weak foot just really makes him fun. It just makes him, you know, so much less predictable in game as well, which is something that I really like. So I'll give him, you know, a pretty solid enjoyment rating. In terms of value for money, this is probably, you know, the more interesting one in this video. Is this guy worth it? He's currently coming in, just let me pull it up on Footbin, at 235,000 coins and 245 on Xbox, so about 240 if we talk about both consoles in general. Is he worth that? Well, I can say he's the best cam you can get for a League Unsquad, but if you're not running with a League Unsquad, you probably are gonna, you know, look for alternative options. But if you are set with, you know, a League Unthemed side with plenty of PSG players, I do think it is a card that you could certainly get some good use out of. But I don't think it's a card that you need to pick up, that you definitely have to do. So, yeah, I'll give it, you know, an okay value for money rating. I don't think he's ridiculously priced. I don't think he's a great price. So I feel like the rating I've given, you know, is pretty fair. I think overall the price for this card is, in general, quite fair. Not brilliant, like I say, but still pretty good. The overall rating is going to be a nice one, just because I do think it is a good card. And like I've already touched on, the gameplay this past week has been horrible. So maybe I would have given him a better rating if the game gameplay was better, but I haven't felt that yet, so I can only rate on what I've played, and because of that, he's going to get the rating you can see on the screen. But still, a good card, as I say, and if you run with a League Unsad, it's a card that you should definitely consider. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, drop a like rating on it in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on this item. Subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you in the next one.